Hey y'all, so today we've got a bit of a Rosie update for you. In case you haven't seen the other videos, Rosie is in Texas. She is visiting her new boyfriend. Actually, not just visiting him, she's meeting him for the first time. They met online sometime in January. They quickly fell in love, and she flew out to Texas to stay with him for 2 weeks. And the trip seemed to start off good. They met, I guess, liked what they saw in person. They went out on a hot date one night. He brought her home some flowers. Everything seemed to be going great. She went live a couple days ago from his kitchen in the rolling desk chair that he bought her specifically to be used in the kitchen, and she seemed happy. She seemed like everything was going better than expected. And then Girl World did what Girl World does, and not only did people find out who Remy was, they found at least one picture of him, and they also found some posts he had made on Reddit. Some were even as recent as December of 2025, so just a few months ago. I don't really want to get into all of that. You can find those posts and that information if you really want to. I'm more here to just watch Rosie react to what's going on, talk about how this information coming out has affected her. So one of the things that she started doing was, if you showed Remy's picture on your video or on a live stream, she sent out privacy strikes. I know she did that to at least one channel, the YouTube Underground, which, I'm not really sure that was the way to go about it, because once that picture's out, it's out. Everyone's going to see it. And by you privacy striking it, it's just confirmation that people found the right person. Then I'm pretty sure she found out that people had found his Reddit posts where he was saying that he apparently is a chubby chaser, which, hi, if we didn't know that, if that wasn't immediately obvious, then you must be new around here, because I don't think any of us thought that he was with Rosie for her glowing personality. Some other things came out about him, and Rosie made a video that she called Update on My Texas Trip Content. A link to that video will be in the description box if you want to see the whole thing. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to watch it with you guys, so let's get into it.
Hi, welcome to me. I have a lot I need to say. First of all, excuse my appearance. I'm a little sweaty because I don't have a fan on me right now. And, I just don't care, to be honest. There's a lot going on right now. Clearly, okay, so if you're not caught up today, you're going to be like, oh, what's the new background? What's going on? Oh, my God, yeah. So I'm in Texas visiting my boyfriend. And honestly, we're currently, I think, day 5 right now of me filming this. And honestly, I have so enjoyed being here. I am so happy to be here. I have been having such an incredible time.
Now listen, I believe that she really does like Remy. I think that they're both physically attracted to each other. He is at least 10 years younger than she is. And I personally believe that maybe has caused a few issues, or will in the future. But I do believe that, she's into him. However, I've said this before, I feel like she's trying to sell it too hard. You just heard her. She's like, I'm here in Texas, blah, blah, blah. Everything's going amazing. It's incredible. Her whole voice changed, her tone changed. She says things like, it's incredible, it's amazing. She said riding in the car with him, listening to music was a spiritual experience. So I don't know, I just kind of get weird vibes when she tries to push it so hard, just how amazing this new relationship is. But that's part of what makes her perfect for Girl World. She's super dramatic. She's completely in love with someone until she's not, and then they become the worst person ever, kind of like Amber and Chantal. So anyway, let's continue.
Pretty much almost majority off of my phone, except for when I've had to be, which is why I'm filming this right now and getting this up when I can. I needed to provide some updates to you guys. There will be no more lives for the duration of my trip. And I want to make something very clear. This was my decision. I actually made it, honestly, without even really talking to Remy about it because of some stuff I'm about to get into.
And this is another thing that Amber Lynn does. These people think that we are watching them with, you know, bated breath, just like constantly checking our phones. Oh my God, when are they going to go live? Oh my God, when are they going to address this? And I don't know, maybe some people are, but the majority of us are just here for like shits and giggles, you know, when there's something to talk about, cool. If not, we move on with our lives. But these girls, for whatever reason, they think that, you know, in order to punish the audience and show us just how mad they are and how serious this is, well, they're just gonna not post. They're just not gonna go live. You're being punished, and your punishment is I'm not gonna give you content, which is absolutely the wrong way to go about things. I don't think they realize that if your goal is to get views, get money, all that, stay relevant, the time to put the content out is during times like this, when there is a scandal. Instead of trying to punish the audience, maybe this is the time when you should be going live more often to address it, to talk about it, you know? And I get that, like, maybe she thinks, well, if I don't talk about it, it'll pass. People will forget about it. And in a way, she would be right. However, I don't think that's how Rosie's brain works. If she didn't want people to find Remy, and if she didn't want people to talk about him, she never would have brought up the fact that he was found. You know, she wouldn't be telling us details about him and his life. Once she told the internet that Remy was found and this is how he was found, she opened the floodgates. And I don't think that was by accident. She knows exactly the community that she is in. She knows how people are. And for her to take the ball and go home and say, okay, that's enough. You all, you know, you need to be punished. And I'm going to punish you by not going live while I'm in Texas. As Emily D. Baker likes to say, shit's already out of the horse. We already know about him. You've already shown us his apartment. What's the point now of going dark? What exactly is that going to accomplish other than to have you miss out on money?
And I'm really, really sorry to any members that signed up wanting specifically member-only lives. My compromise, and I promise you, I have a good reason, and I'm gonna get into it. But I promise you this, before I leave, there will be a members-only exclusive pre-recorded video up, and if I'm able to, I want to try to get one piece of content up to members-only first, and then make it public.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention this. So in Rosie's last live stream, she said that she wasn't going to go live publicly anymore. Any lives that she was going to do were going to be members only. So she had quite a few people sign up for memberships thinking that they were going to get to see these members only exclusive live streams. And now she's like, oh, thanks for the money, but yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Now, I do think it's good that she is saying, you know, I'm going to have members only content for the ones who, for all the members, but specifically for the ones who signed up thinking that they were going to get the members only live streams. However, I do think that's kind of shitty to sort of bait and switch people. You know, she knew that if she told people she was going to go live from Texas, but only for members, she knew people were going to sign up for memberships like crazy. And now she's going back on her word and saying, no, actually, you're not going to get any live streams, but you might get 1 or 2 members only recorded videos. And again, I don't understand what it would hurt to go live members only. We've seen the inside of his apartment. What's it going to hurt to show it again? You can pick and choose the things that you talk about on those live streams. But like I said, just like Amber Lynn, she thinks that she's, you know, when she's mad at the audience, she has to punish them by not giving them the content that they really want.
I would like to. I'll be honest, this decision I am making, it's coming at a significant financial loss to me, but it is what it is. Like, that's That's not my priority. My priority is the safety for me and like people that I love and care about.
I mean, at least she's acknowledging that she will lose out on money by doing this. And that kind of makes me think, is she really going to stick with it? But again, I don't understand what she thinks she's accomplishing by not going live. Everything is out there, Rosie. You might as well just address it.
So as you guys know, I went live. Well, if you've been watching, you know I went live before this trip. And I talked about how I just knew something was being coordinated. I didn't know the exacts, but I had enough information to know that something was going to happen while I was here. And here we are.
Okay, well, again, Rosie, this is partially your fault. People would not have found him had it not been for the information that you gave out and the fact that you two dumbasses, you two silly gooses, trying to be TOS friendly, you two followed each other on social media where everyone could see it. That's on you. And while I'm not really into the whole digging into people's information, but you had to have known that was going to happen. This wasn't some mistake or accident. Like you two knowingly followed each other on a social media platform that other people were going to be able to see. And then you went and pointed it out to your audience. You know, a lot of people either would not know about Remy being found, or most people, myself included, would think, well, are we sure that's him? How do we know? But then you went out and basically confirmed it for everyone. And now you're going to sit here and complain that the consequences of your own actions are kicking you in the face.
I will not be going into explicit detail about parts of it because I will not be commentating on any information that was garnered, sourced, farmed through very invasive means.
Ma'am, very invasive means. Ma'am, this person who you're dating made public posts on Reddit, and I don't know how they were found. I'm assuming maybe he used the same screen name that he used to follow you on Spotify. I'm not sure. But don't sit there and act like someone hired a private detective or, paid for a background check. As far as I know, once people found out what his screen name was, all they had to do was put that into Google and bam, everything pops up. And that's fine. You don't have to talk about it. That's completely fine. That's your choice. But this is all kind of a big deal. It's not just gonna go away because you choose to ignore it while you're in Texas. And like I said, you kind of confirmed that people found the right person by privacy striking channels. So that's on you. That is you addressing it in a way.
I am not going to be bullied into a face reveal. You can go fuck yourself on that front.
Okay, number one, Rosie, how would that even work? Be bullied into a face reveal? You don't have to show him, okay? Because number two, we already know what he looks like. We already have seen his face, or at least the side of it.
We are, honest to God, look, I'm having an incredible time with him, and given the amount of information that has been happening, I have filed some privacy strikes. I will continue to file privacy strikes. I will not stop filing any privacy strikes that include any images, any personal details of which that were not published by me, any videos that have any of that kind of information. Please feel free to forward me that information so I can continue to file more privacy strikes. Or I guess we technically, but he is a private person.
And again, here's why this is just so silly, in my opinion. He's been found, Rosie. People know his name. People have seen his picture. They know really personal details about him that he shared on Reddit. I'm sure by this point, people have found where he lives, in part because you have shown the inside of his apartment. She also just recently posted a picture of her in a restaurant, which again, that narrows down where she's at in Texas. It's done. He's been found. Shit's out of the horse. So I don't know why she's sitting there acting like she can cover this back up Like, we'll all just forget what we've seen and heard about him as long as she, gets it taken off of YouTube. We are past that point. You either have to stop talking about him, which I don't think you would ever do, or just recognize that people know who he is. They know personal things about him. You don't have to, address it or anything, but to sit there and act like you can try to cover it all up and hide it and make it go away, that's just not realistic.
And he wants to be involved in my life, and he wants to be involved in my content to the degree that he is comfortable doing, because he loves me and he wants to be a part of my life and my world, and he doesn't want to change that, and neither do I. But we are going to do things a bit differently, and I'm really, really grateful to say that we are more than good, honestly. And
okay, not sure why you're throwing that in there again. I find it so cringe that she's, constantly just trying to push just how wonderful this relationship is. But here's the thing, Rosie, as well as the rest of us do, that's not how the internet works. You don't get to come onto a channel that has a decent sized audience and participate in the content, tell people things about you, things about your mom, talk about where you live, show the inside of your apartment. Like, you don't get to do all that. And then when people inevitably find out who you are, say, oh, wait, I don't want to do this anymore. I only want you guys to see what I show you. It's too late for that. I get that Remy is young. I guess he's 25, and he doesn't have a lot of experience with having a large social media following, as far as I know. But Rosie, you were 34 years old. This is not your first rodeo. You've been at this for a while, girl, and you knew exactly what would happen once you started talking about him. And you were just so desperate for the internet to know that someone wants you that you were willing to risk him being found out. And now that it's happened, you can't undo it. And I'm sorry, knowing as much as I know about Rosie, which again, it's not everything, but from what I've seen of her, I don't think she's as upset about this as she's trying to make it seem like she is. And just like with Emily, what she should have done is told him, hey, listen, there's a chance people might find out who you are. You need to go and scrub all of your social media accounts, everything you've ever posted online. Like, people might find all that. So just a warning, you might want to take it all down, or if you're okay with people knowing about it, but I doubt she said any of that. I think what happened was she was okay with people finding out who he is. She just didn't know the extent of what he shared on Reddit about his personal life and past relationships. And maybe now that is what she has a problem with. But again, I don't think she's that upset about all this. I think she just knows that she's supposed to act like she's upset about it. But in my opinion, I think she kind of secretly loves this. She's getting a lot of attention. A lot of people, a lot of channels are talking about her, and I think that she enjoys it.
I'm not going to let hateful, bigoted people affect that. I'm gonna say this, and I may or may not edit it out, because what's so frustrating is these things that are being dissected are genuinely like innocent nothing burger posts that are just making fun of someone, like sharing parts of themselves on an anonymous website that honestly, like, there's nothing wrong with anything being said. It's just information that can be weaponized by malicious people.
Hi, welcome to the internet. Is this your first day, Rosie? Like, honestly, if you're a grown adult, you know whatever I put out on the internet is there forever. And it can be used against me. It can be used to dissect and make fun of, like Rosie's claiming. And I'm sorry, but that's on you. And I'm not saying that, I haven't seen everything that everyone's been saying, obviously. So I'm not saying that it's right what people are saying. However, especially as an adult, if you write something on the internet, that could come back to bite you in the ass. And if you still choose to do it, even if you think it's anonymous, If you still choose to do it, that's on you. It's 2026. This is not a brand new concept.
And to sit there and use someone's sexuality against them, when I've stated on this channel that I am bisexual and he is bisexual, and we're both queer people in like a hetero presenting relationship, you know, like, so for this to become like a bigoted thing is really fucking gross. Like, let's sit there for a second. I might edit this out again, I don't know, but there's just so much that I'm having to come to terms with. Like, coming to terms with all of this has just been very, very difficult.
Okay, I did not realize that she had already told everyone that he's bi, which again, another detail that she provided to help track him down. But if she feels like the things that he posted aren't that big of a deal, and she is willing to share with the internet what he looks like, what his apartment looks like, what his sexuality is, you know, then people are gonna have opinions about it. Again, I don't know what all's been said about what he put on Reddit, but I just think it's kind of silly to scold people for talking about him and their opinions on him when that is a normal thing that's gonna happen anytime you share your life on the internet. You're okay with us knowing what his sheets look like, what his kitchen looks like, hearing his voice, talking about his mom, showing gifts that his mom gave to you. We can know all of those intimate personal details, but all of a sudden, reading his Reddit post from just a few months ago and having an opinion on it, that's too far. Like, give me a break. This is performative outrage. I don't think she's really that upset.
When I did the live, like my first live in this kitchen, and when Remy came home, people were like kind of clocking that like I seemed weird and that things seemed off, and they were, not because of us. I was hiding the fact that the day before that, someone called a wellness check on me to my home in Florida. They timed it right when my brother got home from work. And
okay, if you're not looking at your screen, Rosie has put some words on the screen that say my autistic brother. They put him in a situation with the police. Now, obviously, my feelings are that's dumb. Don't do that. It's wasting police resources. Her brother should not be harassed in any way. But this is something that I've criticized Rosie for in the past. She is giving trolls exactly what they want. She's acknowledging them. She's showing how she's letting them upset her. She's talking about it on her channel. In my opinion, if it were me, I would document those things happening and I would not address them or acknowledge them. That person clearly, in my opinion, did that for attention and to fuck with you, Rosie. And you are letting that person know it worked. And that is the opposite of what you want to do with online trolls.
I was trying to operate business as usual. So the vibes were weird because I was uncomfortable. And honestly, I've just been trying to find the compromise of like going live a few times while I'm here and then moving on. And, you know, because I'm finally monetized, I can finally help my family. And so again, it's like, and like we need it. And so again, it's like, it's coming at a personal financial loss for me, and it sucks.
Well, don't worry, Rosie. You just got a whole bunch of brand new members thinking that they were going to get members only lives while you're in Texas. So I'm sure that money will help out. And you don't even have to do anything to earn it. So there you go. Your plan worked.
And hi, Cleo. So it's just, I'm gonna enjoy my trip, and there will be vlogs.
See, this is how I know you don't mean a word that you're saying. What do you mean there's gonna be vlogs? You're so worried about Remy and his safety, But yet you were going to show people even more places that he goes, places that the two of you go together. So if you ever go out to visit again, people will know that, hey, Rosie might show up here. Let me go see her in person, or let me call the place and warn them about her. I mean, you want the harassment to stop, but yet you're like, yeah, I'm still gonna show you guys places we go and give you more details about Remy and things he likes to do. Like I said, the same day that she put this video out, she posted a picture of her in a restaurant. And even if that was from the other night when they went on a date, you're still showing a restaurant that Remy goes to. So either you've learned nothing, Rosie, or what I suspect is you know exactly what you're doing, and on some level you're enjoying it.
But I want to make it very, very clear. I've seen every post. I've seen everything. I've known about a lot of this since the end of January.
Okay, she put on the screen, this poking and prodding, she spelled prodding wrong, has been happening for a good minute. Now, her saying, I've seen every post, I know everything that's going on. Why are you seeking that out? Why are you going out of your way to find out what people are saying? Again, more proof that she, on some level, enjoys what's happening. She likes that people found him. She wants to know what people think of him. I think she likes being the center of attention. People aren't really talking a whole lot about what Amber's doing, and now a lot of focus is on Rosie, which means not only more attention but also more views and money.
These people have been sitting on this information and waiting to release it and use and again, it's like at this point, between like the wellness check and everything else and everything that's happened since back in December, like, what I need people from like Girl World to understand is when I say this, I'm not talking about the entirety of the reaction community. And I've said this before, I think in my last live. There's a section of people that hide within Girl World that use it as a cover to cyberstalk. What is happening right now is cyberstalking, and at this point it's gang cyberstalking, which unfortunately isn't the first time I've experienced this.
Okay, I have not personally seen any of this. I'm not aware of what all has been done to Rosie. Obviously, I disagree with any of that. Any kind of like harassing people, trying to track down where they're located or the places that they like to go. I'm against that kind of shit, but I know that it happens. Doesn't make it okay, but it also doesn't mean you can make their job easier by posting things like that. But again, Rosie's not new to any of this. Rosie knows that the people who watch her, they can find someone with almost nothing. They've done it with Amber, with Chantal. If you give them any kind of little scrap, they can find just about anything about someone. And she put a lot of it out there for them to grab a hold of and run with.
And this goes beyond reaction content. This goes beyond making fun of me, thinking we're cringy. You know, I guess at least the one bright side to this is this confirms the conspiracy theory that he's fucking 21 instead of 25, wherever the fuck that came from, is, you know, not true. At least that's been kind of settled.
Well, I mean, his bedroom didn't exactly help with that. Didn't exactly disprove that conspiracy theory.
Because, you know, being called a predator and shit because I'm in a relationship with an age gap with someone who I met when he was 25 is fucking weird. Like, people are being insane. They are making up shit and stating it as fact, and everyone's just believing them. It's alarming. And so
I mean, I haven't heard or seen anyone call her that, but she's seen everything according to her. So if you're going and seeking that out, then yeah, you're going to see some people saying some crazy things, especially when you have the past that Rosie has. There will be some people who jump to conclusions and maybe try to start rumors, and you can decide if you want to ignore those things or if you want to disprove them.
At this point, I'm rambling a little bit. Again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to edit out, but I kind of want to circle back for a second. I'm definitely going to have a members only exclusive video up in the next week or so, to make up for the fact that for my safety, I cannot go live. And I'm genuinely sorry.
And that makes no sense to me. What are you talking about for your safety? You've already been live. You've already shown the inside of his apartment. If you're worried that someone will try to do a wellness check or call the police while you're live to have them come to the apartment, and that's what you're talking about when you talk about your safety, there's ways that you can get around that. From what I understand, you can call your police station, you can tell them what the deal is, you can say if people try to contact you or whatnot, it's just online trolls. Like, there's things you can do. I think it's kind of extreme to say that you can't go on a live stream for your safety. Again, I think you are making this overly dramatic when you really don't need to.
I wish I could change it. To the people who paid, the people who support me, I appreciate you and I am sorry. I may get one piece of pre-recorded content up at some point. It's not going to be like my intro vlog. I might just be something random, like, that's like low edit effort, because I don't want to spend my time here editing. I've been soaking up every moment with my boyfriend, and I love it here. I think Texas is cool. I love this area. I'm so happy to be here. You guys, I think one of the best things about meeting Remy is that I've been finding more comfort in being a more reserved version of myself, and it's weird watching how some people are interpreting that more reserved behavior as if like I'm not happy to be here or whatever.
Oh, okay. So we're just interpreting it wrong, guys. So when she changes her tone of voice and she uses this sickly sweet way of speaking about how amazing it is being in Texas with her boyfriend, like we're interpreting it wrong. She's just being a more reserved version of herself, because that's totally plausible.
It's crazy because I've had to do a lot of shit that I haven't done in months. I had to go to, I separated myself from the Reddits and stuff. I had to start going in. I have people that were helping me kind of get timely updates as things were transpiring. And, it's like, I learned a few things I wish I didn't know. Like certain people who said they were never going to react to me again are reacting to me again. Wild. Didn't know that. Certain people who I'm in no longer contact with are still obsessing over me, and people are talking about it on Reddit, calling them out for their weird ass parasocial ass behavior. Real.
So let me get this straight, miss. I've been soaking up all my time here with my boyfriend, has been watching every reaction channel, reading all the Reddit posts, probably on Kiwi Farms, spending so much of her time seeing what are people saying about me, what have people found out about my boyfriend, encouraging people to send her information about everything that's being said and done, fully sticking her nose in the middle of everything. But she can't make videos because she doesn't want to spend time editing. She's here with her boyfriend, but yet she'll spend time watching other people's videos and reading what's being said on Reddit.
It's just, this drama's exhausting. That's why I looked so tired in my last live. I was exhausted because, my mom was like so This goes beyond, like, internet shit, dude. I don't know.
Well, that's funny, because I distinctly remember her saying that she was exhausted and looking tired because she wasn't sleeping good there in Texas.
Have I been sleeping? Okay. So I wish I could get a little more, like, time asleep, because I just kind of struggle sleeping in new environments, like, period. I wish I had slept more. I haven't been sleeping, like, for, like, I've slept, I think at most I slept, like, 6 or 7 hours, which is not bad, but I could use a few more hours of sleep, to be honest. Because, like, it's been multiple days in a row of, like, I got more sleep last night than I did the night before. Just because, like, I'm in a new place. It's, like, just dealing with my anxiety. It is what it is. I'm not upset. I'm tired, guys. I promise you I'm not upset. I'm tired. Like, I just wish I had gotten more sleep. I slept really good, but I just didn't sleep enough. I woke up early again. We're waking up early because, like, I'm just adjusting to not being home, you know?
Now she's blaming it on all the drama.
But I'm gonna keep living my life. I will not bow down to this. And that's not a threat or a challenge. It's just, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna let them win. I'm safe. I am so happy to be here. But I have to revoke their access to me while I'm here. And I'm really, really sorry to the people that support me and care about me and are happy for me and want to be involved and are looking forward to the cooking lives. I was too.
So she can't go live, not because she doesn't want to, but because she has to revoke people's access to her. What the hell does that even mean, Rosie? It sounds like a bullshit excuse. It sounds like you don't want to go on live streams. You don't want to do cooking videos while you're at his apartment. You just want to lay around and read Reddit all day and watch people's videos, what they have to say about you.
But this is what I have to do. And I'm sorry to anyone if you are confused, if you don't have the full context. For safety reasons, I'm not going into specifics. But again, the details, the aspects of his life, I'm going to let him share what he wants to share when he's comfortable sharing it.
Oh, great. So he is going to go on your channel and talk more about his personal life. That's definitely going to get the trolls to stop doing what they're doing.
Because no one had the right to do what's been done. I knew that this was going to happen at some point. Parts of this were going to happen, specifically, like the breaking down of his completely innocent Reddit posts. Like, completely innocent.
So if you knew it was going to happen, why not warn him? And why now is it such a big deal that people are doing this? I knew it was going to happen, but I'm still going to cry about it when it does happen. Like, that makes no sense.
And also, you just don't know how much people can change. And it's funny because, like, he doesn't even really look like his photo anymore. He's like, he doesn't want me to go into specifics, and I'm not going to. But he doesn't even, like, look like that anymore. It's kind of funny. But yeah.
Rosie, you just did it again. You just did it again. So now people can hear that and go, okay, so he doesn't look like his photos, so let's, the next time they're going to search for him or find out more info about him, now they know to not look for someone who looks just like that picture. Way to go.
At the end of the day, like, there's a lot of people very dedicated to finding a reason to reinforce the narrative of me being a villain. And I refuse to let these people drag me back to who I used to be.
Okay, well, from what I understand, you did some villain type shit not that long ago. And I thought this was about Remy and his safety. But of course, it's flipping around into how Rosie is the victim in all of this.
I'm not perfect and I'm gonna keep making mistakes from time to time, but honestly, I love him a lot. And I'm so grateful to be here and I'm so lucky to have him. And I am not going to jeopardize that or play into that for content. Get the fuck out. I'm not doing all that.
Really? Because I think that's exactly what you're doing.
So, that is why my vibe was weird. That's why I've looked stressed and tired. That's why I've been feeling very physically ill a lot on my trip, because the stress is making me sick. And I think we are venturing out tonight, but it's been difficult because of all the it's just been like one thing after another, and I've just been keeping my cortisol levels low, and just being here with Remy has really helped with that a lot. I love it here, and I look forward to sharing what I can with you guys later on.
Girl, nothing. You can't share anything with the audience. If you truly are like, you know what, I want this all to stop, it's too much, it's stressing me out, my safety's at risk, Remy's safety's at risk, then you can't share anything else from here on out. That's just the only way to make it all go away. And even then, I'm not sure it'll all go away. But the fact that she's like, this is so wrong, this shouldn't be happening, this has to stop, but I'm still gonna share things with you, I'm still gonna tell you about him, I'm still gonna have him come on my channel, still gonna show you the places that he and I go together. It's just not making any sense.
If you want real-time, in-the-moment updates here and there, follow me on Instagram. I'm QuirkyLoveRosee on everything.
See what I mean? She's still gonna give real-time updates, but yet her safety's at risk. Okay.
If you want to know, like, my Instagram stories are probably going to be the best place. Again, I don't know how much of what I'll be posting when, but to the people that support me, I really am sorry. I really am.
Girl, you're not punishing anyone by not going live. That's ridiculous. You're only punishing yourself and your bank account. And I don't even think you're going to be able to stick with it. I think give it a couple of days, maybe the talking about you kind of dies down. You're going to want that attention back. And I think you're going to fire up a live stream. But anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think about this whole situation. So definitely leave me a comment. Thanks so much for watching.